On Saturday Fight Night, a decisive time for two home fighters. The city of Coventry has got right behind its local heroes, Dean Pithie and Richard Evatt, but both are up against it now. Pithie blazed a trail in his early career. When he stopped Paul Griffin, he looked on his way to the very top. But in his very next fight, Gary Thornhill's body punching sent Pithie spinning to a first defeat. And when Andrew Matabola repeated the dose, Pithie's career was suddenly in crisis. Time for a rethink, and a new trainer, Spencer Oliver, took charge. When Matabola came back to Coventry for the rematch, Pithie simply had to win.
Matabola looks hard, he's got the finish, it is over! What a victory! Revenge time for Pithie!
Michael Gomez had long been Pithie's big target. Two major talents, both with big support. Their British title fight lived up to expectations, but Gomez proved too strong, and all Pithie had to show for his bravery was a broken hand. Now, once more, Pithie needs a big win as Afif Djelti comes to defend his IBO super featherweight title. Then there's Coventry's other star, Richard Tiger Evatt. His early pro success earned a chance to burst onto the international scene. Against the world-class Junior Jones, he seemed on track for a famous win, but he couldn't see the job through, and the moment was lost.
Massive left hook, and that might be the end of the dream. Richard Evatt put on a heroic performance there.
It's been a bitter story since. Evatt suffered a broken jaw in a failed Commonwealth title bid against Mick O'Malley and seemed demoralised when taken apart by Isaac Sebaduka. Now Evatt has to show us his problems are behind him. But what better place to do it than back at home in Coventry, as Pithie and Evatt aim to get their careers back on track. Top of the bill, it's the tough Frenchman Djelti against Pithie. Evatt has to see off another local rival in Roy Rutherford. We've had some very big nights here, but tonight the Coventry Stars need support perhaps more than ever before. The public imagination has really been fired for boxing in the past couple of years, and we have another packed house coming up tonight at the Skydome in Coventry. But this splendid arena is just a little bit nervous tonight because the future of Coventry's boxing revival may well be at stake here tonight. Yes, Pithie has certainly enjoyed some fine moments and some big wins recently in Coventry, but let's also remember he has lost 3 of the last 6 in international class. It all points to one thing, Barry. Is this the night when the truth will out about Pithie?
Well, there's lots of cliches in boxing, but this is an absolute acid test for him. He must win here tonight. Look at this arena. This is the most fascinating arena I've seen in the entire country. It's fantastic. If he wins here tonight, and he must win, let's get that right. He must win, and he must win emphatically. He can set up a tremendous career here. He can fill this place every single time. It's a fascinating fight, but it's a very tough fight. It's extremely tough.
It is all set up here, certainly, for Pithie, and as we saw at the weigh-in, he's left nothing out in preparation for this one. To his credit, in A1 shape.
Dean Pithie, 130 pounds exactly. 9 stone 4.
Bang on the super featherweight limit. Ageless Afif Djelti, 41 years of age, has always been in shape.
Afif Djelti, 127 pounds 15 ounces, 9 stone 2 pounds 15 ounces.
Well inside once more, and as we have seen in other parts, Djelti will take on any local hero anywhere. Great record. That's the top of the bill coming later, but first, right time and right place for this one. Richard Evatt looks to prove he's rebuilding. Tonight he's in a 10-rounder and he finds Roy Rutherford, another Coventry prospect, trying to crowd his way into the picture. Good record, 12 straight wins so far. This builds at featherweight. It's puncher against boxer, but what's Evatt got left? For commentary at ringside tonight, we have Ian Dark and Glenn McCrory with Adam Smith. And to get us underway, our Master of Ceremonies, John MacDonald.
My lords, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening and a welcome to the Coventry Skydome here in Motor City, Coventry, England. Ringside Boxing Promotions proudly present a night of World Championship Boxing. Sponsored here by Flanagan Travel. Live on Sky Sports, you've joined us for the very best ringside seat in the business. All the officials have been appointed by the IBO and the British Boxing Board of Control here present with us at ringside. matchmaker Mr. Graham Lockwood of Weaseldale. Our steward in charge is Mr. Charles Giles, and our area representative is Mr. Dave Rowden. Timekeeper the bell is Mr. Brian Heath, and referee in charge of the action and one of the leading referees in the world today, star referee John Coyle. Let's get the action underway then with a featherweight contest of 10 rounds. Firstly, and introducing to you, fighting out of the red corner, he's wearing the black trunks and weighed in at 8 stone, 12 1/4 pounds. Undefeated as a professional, 12 contests, 12 wins, 3 inside the scheduled distance. Coming to the ring as the former ABA champion, would you please welcome from Coventry, Roy Rutherford. And across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, he's wearing the tiger trunks. He weighed in at 9 stone and 14 ounces, bringing a 22 fight record, 18 wins, 14 inside the scheduled distance. He comes to the ring as the former IBO Intercontinental Featherweight Champion, former ABA Champion, from Coventry, Richard the Tiger Evatt. Timekeeper Brian Heath and referee John Coyle. This is 10 3-minute rounds.
Thank you, gentlemen. Hey guys, wish you good luck. Defend yourself at all times. Unless I say stop boxing, that's the only time you can relax. If you're close, let's see real action, no holding. Okay, good luck. Back to you, Coleman.
Two fighters from the same city, Coventry, fighting in Coventry. They even went to the same school, Caledon Castle, and they were born just 12 days apart. The similarities end there. Richard Evatt, the former rough tearaway in the tiger skin trunks here, and Roy Rutherford, the smooth technician, facing tonight easily his biggest fight. Puncher against stylist here. But frankly, recently Richard Evatt has looked a faded force from the man who so nearly beat the world-class Junior Jones in a fabulous night for him until it all went wrong in the 11th round.
Well, he has looked faded, Evatt, but he has got good power in both hands. And it's going to be a tough test for Rutherford, who's going to have to box this throughout.
Lots of lateral movement you can expect from Rutherford, working behind the jab, getting it with body punches like that, then away again. But can he make that work? I think both of these two know full well what the strategic lines would be going into this one. Evatt can get his career going again if he wins it.
Yes, he can. He really needs a win here. His career has just been standing still for a while after a few real big disappointments for him.
Good right hand from Evatt. He's not managing to keep out of the way of these shots, Rutherford, in the way he might have hoped. Evatt will be looking all the time to cut off the corners.
Well, it will be it's not good enough, really, for Rutherford just to box and move. He's got to really stop Evatt in his tracks. He's got to hit Evatt with solid punches.
Evatt very dangerous early. He's won 12 times inside 3 rounds. Rutherford's camp really fancy him to win this. And he was very, very keen about taking the fight. That was smart work from him. Evatt looking for the body a lot.
Yes, he's going to try and slow Rutherford down. Just keep hitting him wherever he can, arms, chest, just wherever. Just let him feel the power of Evatt.
"12 fights, 12 wins so far for Roy Rutherford from the Bell Green area of Coventry, but not really been tested yet. That's good work again from him. Classy combinations. This could be a good fight. be a special fight.
It could be really good. It's what happens when Evatt hits him on the chin.
No fancy hairdo tonight. He sometimes takes 2.5 hours to have a kind of tiger hairdo, but no trimmings anymore for Evatt. It's really down to business.
But I think he can't afford anything else. He just needs to be down to business now. His career is really on the line. There was the solider punches were coming from Evatt, pushing forward, and that was a decent right hand.
Second round, due to go 10 this. It was meant to be an official eliminator for the British featherweight crown, but Evatt couldn't quite make the 9-stone limit at the weigh-in last night. Rutherford was a couple of pounds inside, well, nearly anyway. Doesn't much matter. All fights in their own way are eliminators. It is a meaningful match. Good left hook. Fast hands from Rutherford.
Well, you do have to question the punch resistance of Evatt. Did suffer a couple of bad losses, so really he's got to try and find that chin, Roy Rutherford.
Yes, Evatt knocked out rather worryingly in a couple of rounds by novice pro Isaac Sevaduka. And he really did look like a shell of himself that night. Broke his jaw too against Mick O'Malley in a Commonwealth title fight in one round. Been bad times for Evatt. What Rutherford can't afford to do is stand right in front of Evatt. He has to keep moving and provide angles.
Yes, he's got to do that, and he's also got to let his punches go in combination. He's got to try and find the chin of Evatt.
Looking strong, Evatt, bundling his man up against the ropes and trying to line him up for one of those big right hands. I think one of those right hands just shook Rutherford a little, you know. And there again, maybe. This is heavy pressure. He hasn't known anything really like this in his career so far, Rutherford. Just letting one stray a little bit low, Evatt. There's a little bit of blood on his forehead, Evatt. Keep an eye on that, see if there's any kind of cut developing.
Well, he's got to try and close the range down, Evatt. He's got to be nice and tight, and he's got to try and hit Rutherford with hard shots.
Rutherford so far has succeeded in the small ponds. Here he's being taken into some deeper water. Does he sink or swim?
Decent chopping right hand from Rutherford.
Quite good defence though from Evatt, who's blocking a fair few of them. Like that. Rutherford a comparatively light hitter too. Welcome back to the Coventry Skydome, and our first fight of the night here, a real Coventry derby. Good fight too. Richard Evatt on the attack all the time, and Rutherford doing some classy work himself at times.
Yes, that was a good round. The styles are gelling well, both having some success, and both using pretty good defensive work.
Third round. Very significant 10-rounder this. Tiger skin trunks, remember, of Richard Evatt, the former championship level contender. Good fast hands from Rutherford. I think his problem is, does he have the power to keep Evatt away for 10 rounds? And how much was it a struggle for Evatt to boil his body down? He's been trying to get inside 9 stone. He never did get inside 9 stone. Has that left him a little weakened, the very effort? Good right hand on the counter from Rutherford.
Well, Rutherford's starting to relax more now, starting to find the chin of Evatt.
Again, Evatt looking for these body punches to slow down the man who would try to outbox him. I think he's buckled down and refocused himself in the last few months, Richard Evatt. He went to Belfast for a bit with Jerry Story. He's been back with George Patrick for this one down at the Matchroom gym. It's a very stiff jab indeed from Richard Evatt.
Still finding those cute little counters, Rutherford. He's going to try and put his punches together in combinations.
They look very closely matched, don't they, on what we've seen so far?
Yes, they do. I think on paper this looked like it would be a good clash of styles and a good match.
It's nice combination work from Rutherford, but then Evatt nails him with one. And Rutherford has to get himself away from those ropes or hold on, one or the other. And he chooses the latter.
He was shaken up there by the strength of Evatt.
Walking forward all the time, Evatt. Again, fierce-looking shot to the rib cage. Again, good, stiff, authoritative jabbing from Evatt.
That's a good punch for Evatt, that jab.
He got caught in one himself, though, and then a right cross as well, and suddenly looking a bit fragile right at the end of the round. Evatt, who smiles thinly through the gum shield at Rutherford, who came on strong in the last few seconds. He definitely had Evatt going there in the last moments of the round.
Don't throw yourself back. You had everything there.
Well, he really caught him with a good punch, and he was out on his feet, and we said about the fragile chin of Evatt, and now he knows he can hurt Evatt. Rutherford arms in the air at the end of that round. Good left hook.
There is a real doubt, I think, at this stage of Evatt's career about his punch resistance.
Yes, there is, and that just highlighted there. Good left hook from Rutherford. Really shook Evatt right down to the soles of his boots.
And Rutherford's only ever scored 3 knockout wins in 12 contests at pretty low level so far, remember that.
That's right, but he knows he can hurt Evatt.
Fourth round. Up until that point in that round, Evatt was looking fairly strong. He was bulldozing his way forward, but Rutherford's confidence will be lifted by what happened at the end of the third. Could have the situation here where either of these guys could knock the other one out.
I think that's definitely a possibility. Rutherford, you know, Evatt's chin's not that good, but Evatt is a big puncher.
Left eye seems to be just swelling up for Evatt as well. Good left hook from Richard Evatt. Still calls himself the Tiger. Inside of the glove, I thought, that left hook. It's fascinatingly poised, this, isn't it?
Yes, it is. He needs to keep the combinations going. Rutherford needs to find more like that left hook.
Evatt's the one who's boxed at a higher level thus far, but Rutherford could be the fresher of the two, and maybe with a shade more desire and ambition. This is one of his defining nights.
Well, that left jab is a good punch for Evatt. He needs to keep that one going now. That's keeping Rutherford off balance.
It's the classic mix, really, to make a good fight, isn't it, what we've got here? Excellent right hand from Rutherford again there. blocks those, Evatt, with the arms and gloves.
Well, it's Rutherford, the one inside who's looking to hold. He's very respectful of the power and the strength of Richard Evatt.
Again, crunching right to the body from Evatt. And sooner or later, punches like that will take their toll.
So when he's under a bit of pressure like that, that's where Rutherford has to try and find that chin of Evatt. Sometimes Evatt just leaves it hanging there.
He looks the stronger man, but I do worry about his chin and maybe even his stamina too, Evatt.
Well, it's a much solider round for Evatt, pushing hard.
He's dominated this one so far. Clipping right hand. He looked a bit worried about that one, Rutherford. Just registered, didn't it? That was definitely an Evatt round.
More live international rugby league for you on Sunday. We continue our coverage of the Rugby League World Cup 2000. Our second match of the tournament, Wales against the Cook Islands, Sunday night from 6:30, live only on Sky Sports 1. They've sent us to Coventry tonight, but we're not complaining. Here's Ian again.
Yes, it's very much a local affair, this one, but a very good fight it's proving to be. We thought it would be. Both 27 years of age, both from the same school, though they assure us they never had a fight in the playground. I think Evatt had a fight with a few other people, mind you.
He did well to keep away, didn't he, Rutherford?
Rather quieter type Rutherford, who has got qualifications in business studies. Will the jab be enough for Rutherford? He's going to have to do more than that. He's going to have to throw in combinations. He's already made one dent in Evatt, though. Pity for him, it happened so late in the round, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, but he just can't keep retreating all the time. He's got to, you know, go backwards, then stop, and then let a combination go, and then move again. Or Evatt will just walk straight through him.
Keep the punches up, says John Coyle, the experienced referee from Wolverhampton, who's still in love with this business after all these years. There's more of a jolting quality, it seems, about Evatt's punching.
Well, that was good defensive work for Rutherford, just moving his head.
Needs to do a bit more himself, though, doesn't he?
Yes, he's got to make Evatt miss, then come back with a solid counter. Evatt exerts a lot of energy. When he misses, he throws these big punches.
Just looked a bit wild at times in this round, Evatt. But it might only take one moment for a hitter like him. I'll tell you what, he's landed with a lot of those hurtful-looking right hands to the ribcage.
Yep, gradually they take more and more out of a fighter.
Good right cross too from Evatt there.
And Evatt really is winding these punches up.
That was a slap, that one, I thought, with the inside of the right hand. That's better from Rutherford. He got there with his own counter. This time Evatt soaks it all up and doesn't look as if he's about to go into dreamland as he did at the end of the third. Now this is a good spell again for Rutherford here, but Evatt is okay again.
Well, he's got to let them punches go. He's got to get in range, Roy Rutherford.
So let's get some comments on how Barry McGuigan thinks things are going.
Well, I think it's a very even fight, and that's the first round of give even. I thought that Rutherford boxed better in that round. He threw more punches. He was hitting the target. But what what Evatt is doing is Evatt's walking and he's fighting with more intelligence. He's banging the body, he's punching intelligently to the head, and he's taking a bit more of a chance because he knows that Rutherford is a non-puncher. However, it's still in the balance. Anything can happen. It's a very exciting little domestic battle.
Thank you, Barry. Newly into the Hall of Fame. Congratulations to Barry for that. How have you got it, Glenn?
I've got Evatt just 1 point ahead. In the rounds for me, pretty much going one way then the other.
Rutherford's landed significantly more punches, according to the computer. Interesting. That does surprise me. Here's the 6th round. Tiger skin trunks of Richard Evatt and Roy Rutherford. I think if Evatt is going to get into British title contention again, it'll have to be at super featherweight, looking for Michael Gomez. Rutherford is a genuine featherweight, and that championship vacant at the moment following a positive dope test on Gary Thornhill, the champion. Heads banging together, that's why John Coyle wants a word. They're going to have to stop in a minute because a bandage has come loose on Rutherford's left glove. No, that's all right. Get on with it, says John Coyle. I'm not bothering taking you back to the corner. That was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, he just took it inside, got down in harm's way.
Good counter from Rutherford there. Looking for the right hand. This now likely to develop into a battle of wills and spirit and desire.
He's going to need a bit more than that jab to keep Evatt off.
I was amazed by that computer printout that showed Rutherford had landed, what was it, about 40 more punches? Well, that's good stuff from Rutherford here. 4-punch combination. Evatt still wants to walk forward, mind you.
Well, is he warming up to this task more? That often happens with a fighter. Can be a bit vulnerable in the early rounds, but the longer the fight goes on, the more used to taking punches they are.
This is better from Rutherford in this round. Putting together 1 or 2 classy little cameos now. Just starting to come on strong. The left eye of Evatt closing imperceptibly. Has been for a few rounds. The bandage is loose again. John Coyle, the ref, isn't worried. Good right hand again from Rutherford, who's showing greater accuracy now and doing much more than jabbing in this session. And another right hand.
Well, it's better from Rutherford. He's standing his ground more, looking to get more power in his punches.
And starting to catch Evatt, who's looking a bit wild and open himself here in this round. But he has to be careful, Rutherford, that one of these desperation shots from Evatt doesn't hit the target. That's a Rutherford round, I reckon. They look good there.
Yes, that was better for Rutherford. Just started, I mean, maybe because he has to now, because he's starting to tire, but stood his ground more with Evatt and got better punches on and looked good in that round. You can see a lot more punches thrown from Rutherford. 28 to 16 landed.
And particularly that right hand. Evatt took it, mind you, but his defence a bit disorganised.
Yes, much better from Rutherford, starting to get his shots on, and look where the hand's coming down from Evatt. And that's what happens. Evatt starts to tire at the end of a round because he's thrown so much in every one of his punches.
Got some talent, this Roy Rutherford. He used to be a bit of a karate kid when he was a teenager. He's only been boxing since 1994. He won an ABA lightweight title in only his 10th contest.
Well, that's quite amazing, isn't it, really? 10th contest to win a national title. So it shows, you know, the ability that he does have.
Beginning to make it a bit more his kind of fight, Rutherford, here now.
Well, this is where his jab could also be more effective as Evatt starts to slow down. Rutherford's jab could be more and more into play.
More accuracy now from Rutherford. He's moving better too, isn't he now?
Yes, he has. We've seen Rutherford before, and there's been little doubts about his stamina. He's looked to tire in fights before, so will he have the legs for this job?
He's become inaccurate, Evatt, over the last couple of rounds. How much does he really have left? How much did that Junior Jones battle take out of him?
Well, he did very well in that losing effort against Junior Jones.
It's getting quite attritional now, isn't it?
Yes, it is, but I still think just doing a little bit more, Rutherford.
Trying to wade forward, Evatt, and get lucky with the right hand. He nearly did. Needs to get that jab back working again, you feel, Evatt. Stiff jab. He's looked to pile on the pressure on Rutherford and hope that his local rival breaks. But Rutherford hasn't done that yet.
Left hook there from Evatt. He seemed to take a little bit out of Rutherford.
Evatt will hope that the pressure he's put on with the body shots early on may take their toll on Rutherford late on here. It's possible. Yeah, welcome back to the Skydome. Good fight here, and still to come, Dean Pithie against Afif Jelti in an IBO Super Featherweight Championship fight. There is Pithie. His very career at any kind of title level is on the line tonight. He just has to win. His camp are confident that he will, but Jelti's beaten two other decent British opponents in recent months. It's a good fight, and so's the one in the ring at the moment. 8th round. Last couple of rounds, we reckon, to Rutherford. Due to go 10 this. Vital fight for both men in different ways. Evatt somehow doesn't look the force of old, does he? Not quite.
He needs to use his jab a bit more, Evatt. It's a good strong one, and that was pushing Rutherford off balance. Needs to get that going again.
I've still got this a close fight. I have it 3 rounds each with one even.
Remind just 1 point between them, 67-66 to Rutherford.
So it's still there to be won. No knockdowns so far. Rutherford was on the floor twice before beating Chris Williams in January. Showed his heart and bottle that night. If Rutherford can win this, he can move on and think about British Championship level. Not so much clean landing now. Little left hook from Evatt, and then playing possum a bit, Rutherford.
Well, I think that was just a mark of showing that Evatt did connect with that shot.
Eighth round, and Rutherford's never gone further than 8 rounds before. Good uppercut from him.
Well, he's having to stand more and trade more, Rutherford, and you just sense he's starting to tire a little.
I think they both have, haven't they? A lot more missing. That's a good right cross from Evatt there, mind you. I wonder how John Coyle, the referee, is seeing this. It's got a bit wild, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. But Evatt doing a bit more. And I think that was Evatt's round for me.
So let's have a look at the featherweight scene generally in Britain. Of course, we've got 2 world champions in Nassim Hamed and Paul Ingle. The rising star is Scott Harrison from Cambuslang up in Scotland. Steve Robinson on the way down, perhaps, these days, the former WBO champion. Then there's Richie Went and John Joe Irwin, the former British champion. Evatt we've got at 7 at the moment, and Rutherford 9. So a significant meeting.
Come on.
Well, he's pushing forward in the last round, trying to get his shots off, trying to use his strength and getting through with a quite decent left hook there. And a nice uppercut from Rutherford, but looked tireder in the last.
9th round. The touch gloves again, the local rivals. There's clearly no grudge match here between these two. Plenty of respect, no bad mouthing. This fight could still be up for grabs over the last 6 minutes.
Well, it's definitely up for grabs on my card. I've still got this fight level.
I have Evatt a point ahead. There was very little in that last round.
Well, it's going to be who's got the better conditioning at the end, who can pull more out the bag.
Evatt showing that he still can dig deep after some rough battles and ups and downs in his career. He looks like he still wants it. Maybe he lacks the old dynamism. But what he's doing here, it might just be enough against Rutherford. He's certainly not boxing anymore. It's Evatt's sort of fight, this, at the moment, isn't it? This brawling.
Yes, it is. I don't think he's really got the strength to do much more boxing, Rutherford. He's starting to tire. You know, watch his condition and be like, will he get a second wind in there?
Got him with the right hand there. Evatt with a left hook with his back to the ropes. He's trying to nail him in there, and this is something we didn't think we'd see. Rutherford trying to pull Evatt up against the ropes and body punch him, but Evatt's out of there now.
Well, I think this is definitely a sign of him being tired, Rutherford. He's having to stand in there close. Maybe he hasn't got the legs or the conditioning to keep on the move.
Well, this is now the longest fight of his career.
Well, he's doing all right in there, Rutherford, trying to keep Evatt backed up and get some punches off to the body.
He got there with a couple of hooks as well, close in. It's erosive, attritional stuff, this. And this could swing either way. The bandage has come loose again, but the referee chooses to just let this roll on. Oh, and he's got him! Rutherford caught! And the ropes appeared to just keep him up, and that's why we're getting a count. He maybe touched down with a glove, did he, as well? I think he did. A count for Rutherford, that could be vital. Well, something had to give, I think, Glenn, and he did.
He's still hurt. He's trying to hold in there, Rutherford.
Seconds left in the round, though. Bell coming up any second. Rutherford needs it. And that might be the vital round. You have to give that round 10-8 to Evatt with the knockdown.
Well, I didn't. I give it 10-9. I had Rutherford winning the round, and then the knockdown for Evatt. So I give it to Evatt for 10-9 round, not a 10-8 round.
Well, it's controversial in a way, really, isn't it? Because in any World Championship fight, I think that would be scored a 10-8 round.
Well, I disagree.
Okay, you disagree.
I disagree.
Right.
I thought Evatt wasn't winning the round. But it was a good punch, good right hand. And it took everything out of him. He had to topple and he had to touch down.
10 seconds.
Well, Richard Evatt has proved tonight that he still wants success in this business and that he's not a shell of a fighter, a shot fighter. Look at this, look at those two after the battle they've had, almost embracing each other before the final bell. I've very, very rarely seen that. Tremendous mutual respect, brilliant. Rutherford needs this last round, though, Glenn, however you scored the ninth.
Yes, he does. He needs a good round to keep in there and give him the chance of a draw on my card. Evatt just needs to win it, and he should have done enough.
But what is John Coyle seeing? He may have something completely different. He's got a closer view of what's been landing. Evatt certainly put on plenty of pressure early on and was authoritative with his jab. Rutherford came back well in the middle rounds. Then we've had that knockdown in the ninth. Really good local derby, this one.
Well, he's trying to lift himself, Rutherford, for this last round, trying to keep moving.
Oh, the head went in there from Rutherford. I don't think it was intentional. Screamed out in anguish in that exchange there, Evatt.
Good jab again from Evatt.
Terrific jab, wasn't it? But Rutherford's doing a bit more so far in this last round, maybe. Last 75 seconds. Whose hand will be reaching for the sky in the sky blue city.
Well, I think the fighters will know this is very, very close, as this fight's been for me all the way through it.
Certainly argue about the scoring of several of the rounds. There's a little cut now on the cheek of Evatt, who's caught by a left hook and a body shot too. More accuracy in this last round from Rutherford, who looks just the fresher. He's come on a bit again in this last round, having seen the finishing tape in sight. He seems to be re-energized. He's even turning on an imitation of Ali's shuffle. Where has he found that kind of freshness from?
Well, these two have put on a great fight. Really dug down deep, trying to finish this show off well.
It's Rutherford's last round, but is it his fight? We'll soon have our answer. Bell any second now. What a good battle. It's over and Evatt's got it. Richard Evatt is the winner. He tries to lift up Rutherford, who looks incredulous at the decision. I'll tell you something about Rutherford. He seemed to finish there as if he had something to spare and thought he was ahead on the cards and would put on a bit of a show in the last round of closing style. The fact of the matter was, as we thought, he was just behind.
Yep, I thought he just slightly didn't do enough. And he was throwing a lot of punches in the last round, but they weren't that much quality.
Yeah, these were lighter shots from Rutherford, and I think heavier ones from Evatt, and that's something the computer, not yet anyway, he can't show us. They'll think of a way of doing that soon, don't worry about that. But there'll be an argument about that in the trade paper, I'm sure. I'm sure the Rutherford camp will say, hang on a minute, our guy landed all this many punches more, he should have got the nod. But for me, I think Evatt did nick it.
Well, it's a trained referee and they're not a computer. That's me, that's doing the scoring. So I think, yeah, I think that the decision was pretty good, and I thought Evatt just scraped it.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of boxing, John Coyle would like you to show your appreciation to two very, very game boxers indeed. 10 very hard-fought rounds. His scorecard reads for Rutherford 94 points, for Evatt 95 points. Your winner from Coventry, Richard Tiger Evatt.
So Evatt wins it by just 1 point.
For a very game boxer indeed, Coventry's Roy Rutherford.
Well, it was so close that maybe they can do it again. It's Rutherford's first defeat, but the knockdown there in the 9th round, I think, was vital on the scorecards. Evatt gets it. It's a great win for him, and maybe he can go on and get a British Championship shot on the back of this.
Evatt was under big pressure tonight. On the right of your screen, Dean Pithy, another Coventry star in a very similar position here. Afif Djelti's come from France. He's prospered in these shores with 2 wins at this level at super featherweight. They're getting ready to come into the arena here shortly. What a way to start tonight. Here's the winner with Adam Smith.
Well, Richard, your career was on the line there. You just had to win that.
Okay, I had to, yeah. Roy's very far. He's ABA champion as well. We both sat in the same class together. But my career ain't been alone. It's just that I had to train. And when I'm at featherweight, I'll beat anyone in the world, Nazim included, if I get the right sparring. I'll fight anyone.
It was a fascinating fight, which turned into a battle of attrition.
Oh, that's what he wanted the most. Right? I wasn't going to let him knock me down, and I thought he wasn't going to let me knock him, but he just took over. But Sammy's pride there. We're both winners. No one that far, we're both winners.
It was fantastic that you hugged him before the end of the 10th round. I don't think I've seen that before.
I'm going to buy him a pint of Guinness straight away after. We sat together in class.
But Richard Evatt is back.
He's back. I'm training properly now. I train out in the Sandy Risley. George, my trainer as well, and Diamond Boys Club. His name is Ron. He's let me train at Diamond Boys Club. I'd love to give him a load of thanks. And Sandy as well. He gives up for me early in the morning. He's 65 years of age. I couldn't do it without him.
And you'll be back at featherweight, maybe for a British title shot.
Hopefully, but I've heard I'm out December the 2nd. I'll fight anyone, even you, Adam.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Richard. I don't want you.
He needs a good manager. Unrelenting. Barry, what did you think of it?
I thought it was a terrific local battle, absolutely brilliant, and fair just to both of the guys. They fought brilliantly through loads of punches, and it was in the balance right up to the end. I think I agreed with Glenn's description of the 9th round. It was in the balance, and I think I give it to him by 1 point. I actually had it a draw, but I probably would vote for Evatt. He just looked the better all round. And but Rutherford's got a great future ahead of him. He's the one who can do featherweight, we know with certainty, and there's a British title fight for him in the future.
Did you sense refocusing tonight for Evatt?
He fought more intelligently. He looked better. He fought. He threw punches in bunches. He still looked tired at times. He was being caught easily. He was being caught particularly in the clinches where he was waiting for the referee to say break, and he was stopping punching, and Rutherford kept punching back at him. But he did fight more intelligently. I hope he's got himself refocused, because he's running out of time to do something. And if he wants to win a British title fight, he's got to do it, and he's got to do it.